This week on The Week Ahead, hear ALG's response to the IMF's announcement that America is done for. Plus, we analyze what the president is saying about gas prices. Welcome to The Week Ahead. I'm Frank McCaffrey. The International Monetary Fund is saying that the age of America is nearing its end. It says that China will surpass the U.S. economically by 2016. The IMF also says the winner of the 2012 election will be the last president to preside over the world's largest economy. ALG President Bill Wilson joins us now with his thoughts on this. Bill, is this anything to be taken seriously? It's almost comical.
For the International Monetary Fund to basically predict the demise of the United States and the United States economy, it's comical, borders on the obscene. The entire concept of the IMF was developed by the United States. We fund a huge part of it. Were it not for the $200 billion of U.S. tax money committed to the IMF, it wouldn't have the ability to accomplish anything. The thing that this pronouncement by the IMF I think should be considered is that, in effect, this international agency is saying that they know best than the sovereign countries of the United States, of Europe, of throughout the world, and they kind of butt in and try to dictate national policies and agenda. They're third world bureaucrats. They are people without a country and without loyalty. And frankly, whatever they say should be taken with a huge grain of salt. And their policy pronouncements really should be of no consequence to the United States.
There's no question our government needs to cut back on its spending. Well, perhaps one of the spending cuts it could make is the funding of the IMF.
Oh, I think we're looking at a point where we have to make serious cuts. And people want to focus on the big things, and the big things are important, but they're difficult. In the meantime, we should follow the tactic of Rudy Giuliani when he was mayor of New York. He took care of a lot of little things and suddenly found that the big things weren't so hard to handle. I think that's what we ought to do, and I think one of the first places to start would be to cut funding to the IMF, cut funding to the United Nations, cut funding to this alphabet soup of international agencies and groups that decide they know what's best for us. I have an idea, do it on their own dollar, not on ours.
Thank you very much, Bill. In his recent weekly address, President Barack Obama touched on the issue of rising gas prices. He used many of his standard lines and did not say that you won't be paying a fortune at the pump anytime soon.
Whenever gas prices shoot up, like clockwork, you see politicians racing to the cameras, waving three-point plans for $2 gas. You see people trying to grab headlines or score a few points.
The president is criticizing politicians for running to the cameras and trying to score points on the issue of gas prices, but isn't that what he was doing there? Well, Mr. Obama is also sending his foot soldiers to fight gas prices.
My Attorney General also launched a task force with just one job: rooting out cases of fraud or manipulation in the oil markets that might affect gas prices, including any illegal activity by traders and speculators.
In fact, sending his foot soldiers to the scene is how he handled the Gulf oil spill recently. In that case, he sent his lawyers to, quote, see who's blank to kick. Obama also used this last address to push expensive hybrid cars on us. But aren't we all broke now?
We're raising the fuel economy of cars and trucks in America, using hybrid technology and other advances. As a result, if you buy a new car in the next few years, the better gas mileage is going to save you about $3,000 at the pump.
And of course, he broke out lines that make environmentalists happy.
Instead of subsidizing yesterday's energy sources, we need to invest in tomorrow's. We need to invest in clean, renewable energy. That's the long-term answer that we need. That's the key to helping families at the pump and reducing our dependence on foreign oil.
Predictably, the president did not touch the subject of obstructing domestic oil drilling. And that's all the time we have for the week ahead. Please join us again next time. For more on these and other topics, visit netrightdaily.com.